What do we have coming up for this week of Big Brother? Is it going to be exciting? Is it going to be scary? Is it going to be what we're all hoping for? This is Big Brother Spoilers, Sunday Night Edition with Lauren and Mama C. Let's watch.
Remote reality, yeah, that's the key. Unlocking stories wild and free. With the host, side by side. Channel surfers, let's ride.
So he left with a lot of tears, Will leaving the Big Brother house. I was in tears. Mama C?
Well, I hated to see him go. I wasn't in tears. There's still a lot of gameplay to go on.
There is. He was my favorite player, and apparently he was on a hunger strike because Rachel had gone to jury. And we're sure he wasn't on slop last week and just not eating the slop. I don't know that I would eat if it was slop week.
No, I was watching live feeds this afternoon, and the girls were outside talking and said that Will really wasn't eating much because he wasn't being catered to by Rachel, but now that he's in the jury house with Rachel, she's going to take good care of him.
Well, no, Rachel was doing that as gameplay. You think she's going to be cooking for these fools now that she's in the house and the jury?
Yes, because those
Maybe
girls were...
She loves Will.
Well, even those girls were saying, can you just imagine Will and Rachel are having adult talk without all of us little youngins around?
Well, Will probably still has his clicker out. He's just speeding through Rachel, thinking about his chocolate drop. The HOH competition, it was hard for us to find information on that. But from what we can gather, it sounds like it was a true or false question about some sort of crime scene. So I'm guessing they probably had to study a scene and then answer true or false. It sounds like Morgan was out kind of early on, but the final two left in the competition are Kelly and Vinny. And for the third time this season, Vinny wins HOH. When I saw that, I was devastated. It's not the week I wanted, but he's won 3 HOHs.
I mean, he's building a resume.
There's got to be a point where we stop calling him a weenie and just realize he's playing weenie games. Maybe he knows what he's doing, crying his way to the end. 3 HOHs. Nobody else has 3 HOHs. I think Lauren has 2.
And then you have, everybody seems to have won some kind of competition. Yeah, everybody has, even
Ava. Well, Ava has 2.
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
No, I think she has 1. Oh, no. Wait a minute. Maybe she does have 2.
No, I think we're thinking of where she was the final vote. She was the deciding vote. And she was like, don't talk to me. She played that same strategy. She's like, I don't want to hear it. Vinny is doing great on the HOH.
Now he just has to make some hard decisions instead of trying to appease everybody.
Well, we know he's going to keep giving lip service to Morgan and Lauren. It's very clear, as clear as it can be for Vinny, that these are his 2 main alliances. But trying to keep them both happy when they're on other sides of the house is becoming more and more difficult. Morgan is still upset that he picked Lauren first last week in the hamster wheel competition. And she's trying to convince him that Lauren needs to go up. Anu's trying to convince him that Lauren needs to go up. Everybody sees that Lauren needs to go. Vinny, they're telling him, if you make it to final 2 with Lauren, you're not going to win this. Morgan's saying your HOH is about you showing your allegiance to me. And there's a few times it sounds like Vinny starts leaning towards putting Lauren on the block. He's considering this. It gets down to right about the time that they do the nominations. And I'm thinking Vinny might actually put Lauren up. And he even talks to Lauren. And I think this is where it goes south. Because as soon as he talks to Lauren, she talks her way out of it. She's like, you can't do that. You can't do that, brah. So he doesn't have that many choices anymore. You've pissed off Keanu a ton of times. He talks to Keanu about putting him up. Apparently, they're arguing for an hour in the HOH room. When it comes down to the nominations, we've got Kelly on the block, we've got Ava on the block, and we've got Keanu on the block. If I were Keanu, I would be done with this man. I would be done with Vince. This is what, the 5th time he's burned him? Although Keanu said, if you're going to put me up as a renom, I'd rather go up now then be a renom later. Somehow he's still snaking his way through this house, that Vinny. Now, coming up this week with Big Brother, we are all very excited for the return of Zingbot. Who doesn't love Zingbot?
Oh, I know. I can't wait. And I've only heard a little bit of maybe Morgan's zing.
All right,
but
so
I
there's
think
one zing, which apparently is Morgan's zing, which has stirred up a lot of drama in this house. I'm just going to say Zingbot for America's favorite player. Just kidding, Will, or Zingbot. It's fine. Yeah, Mama C, what are the rumors swirling around online in the live feeds? And of course, we don't see Zingbot in the live feeds. They take it to kittens or Big Brother fish tanks. So it's really just what people are talking about, which there's a lot being talked about with Morgan Zing.
Right. And, I think a lot of people get them off the live feeds too, that the players start talking. And I think Morgan was very upset about this. Supposedly, Zingbot says, what do you call someone who lights up when Vince walks in the room, gives him long hugs and affectionate cuddles? His girlfriend, Zing.
Zing. Oh, man. So Vinny is going, I got Zing twice. Morgan, she's saying, I'm not about that. We are just friends. I hope people in America don't see it that way. Now, personally, I don't see it that way. I think Vinny kind of looks like her annoying little brother. Morgan is saying, I'm a girl's girl. I'm not trying to run up on Kelsey's game. I'm not Kelsey. Kelsey is Vince's girlfriend. Mama C doesn't understand what a girl's girl is. It's basically you are going to be loyal to other girls. You're not going to go after a guy that is attached.
Okay, well, I said, does that mean she's like in a girls' alliance because she's sitting there dancing and singing with all the girls?
No, this outside of the Big Brother house, you have like girls' girl or like bros before hoes, chicks before dicks. Okay. Anyway, this is really getting to Morgan. She even comes up with a little song and dance. It's Morgan, Ava, it's all the girls in the house. Ashley, Lauren, and Kelly, and they're jumping back and forth and clapping. And Morgan's like, yo, my name is Morgan. I got the curls. Forget what Zingbot says. I'm for the girls. Brilliant lyrical making. I didn't know we had a lyricist in our midst. So it's really getting to them. Then Keanu, I think someone said, I didn't know this was Love Island. I think they said it was Kelly. And Keanu just comments, or Cheaters Island. And then Ava goes, oh. And this gets back to Vince. So Vince is up there taking Keanu to town over saying it's Cheaters Island. He's like, it's just a joke. And Keanu, he doesn't know where he stands on this. He says, look, I don't know what you and your girlfriend have going on. I don't know what parameters you set. Like, I wouldn't be cool with how close you and Morgan are if it was my girlfriend, but this is your relationship, not mine. And that's why I haven't said anything to your face. And Keanu, I don't know why he doesn't see Vinny just manipulating him. Vinny is playing this really hurt game and pushing it back on Keanu, that Keanu has just betrayed him by saying Cheaters Island after Zingbot made the joke. It's so silly, but it's working.
Well, since you like to explain things to me, maybe you can explain this. After Zingbot has done all this and Vinny's up in the HOH room, there's a big thing about where Morgan is going to sleep in the HOH room. Why is that even a thing? I don't get it. Go back to your room, Morgan. Why do you have to sleep?
Do you want to explain what you're talking about? Where does Morgan sleep?
Supposedly, I think you had said that Vinny said he'd sleep on the day bed and she could take the bed, and she said no. Well, the things I've read online was that she was sleeping on the day bed and Vince was on his bed, and people were saying that's against the rules. Big Brother's going to tell her you cannot sleep on the day bed.
Well, why did Vinny sleep on the day bed and not Morgan?
Well, it doesn't matter. Nobody could sleep on the daybed. But the thing is, now Vinny is trying to tell her, well, come on and sleep on my bed. I'll put pillows between us. We don't even have to touch. And then another post or something I saw somewhere on a feed was that Morgan was saying, well, I'll sleep with my head down at your feet. I mean, so I don't understand what the big hoopla is. Just go to your own
That's
bedroom,
like sleeping
Morgan.
with a 4-year-old. They just like helicopter all night and you don't know. Feet are in your face. We're laying like sideways across the bed. Also like sleeping with puppy dogs. She'll sleep at his feet. But I don't know. Is it cold in the Big Brother house? They just need to cuddle and stay warm. I think they're probably just lonely and missing their family and friends, and
nobody understands them.
They feel like they're close, but how does that make Lauren feel?
And maybe that's why Morgan wants to stay up there, to make Lauren worry.
Well, she's already on Lauren's bad side. Maybe she doesn't want Lauren getting up there to Vinny to sway him in a different direction.
That's true.
He's the, what is it? The
Casanova?
that turns the head. Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. They have said that Morgan is playing Vinny's game. People in the house have said that this season. Nobody has accused Lauren of playing Vinny's game. Although I feel like Lauren has Vinny more tightly wrapped around her finger. And she is playing Vinny's game. I mean, she was picked second above all the judges and then was able to put all the judges on the block. Whereas I feel like Morgan takes Vinny's opinions into consideration when she's deciding what to do. Lauren doesn't. And speaking of Morgan taking things into consideration, that whatever Vinny feels, there's a veto competition. You've got Keanu, Ava, Vinny, Kelly, Keanu.
Was Lauren in that? I thought I read
Morgan
everybody was in it.
And then it was either Lauren or Ashley.
I heard that Ashley wasn't in it, but
so Lauren. Morgan wins. Morgan wins the veto. So now she's saying, oh yeah, the universe has aligned. And Vinny, you're supposed to win the HOH so you can show your loyalty to me. And I'm supposed to win veto to make sure that you do. Or maybe you just got lucky and had a competition you're good at. So that's the question. What is Morgan going to do with this veto? And as of right now, we're not sure. There have not been any renoms. What do you think Morgan should do with the HOH?
I would like to see her use it on Keanu, but she still has Ashley that she has to consider, because she's in the judges. And if Keanu comes up, Vince might renom Ashley. So
it's either going to be Ashley, Morgan, or Lauren. Those are the only options, assuming it's not a golden power veto, which I think we were saying they're all golden vetoes now.
Yeah, I don't think Morgan has. I mean, Morgan won the veto, so she can't be put up.
Because there used to be a distinction. It used to be if you one veto, you could go up unless it was a golden veto. But I think they're all golden vetoes now. Keanu will be up against Kelly for BB Blockbuster. So those are your two reigning BB Blockbuster champs. And if Morgan's a girl's girl, why would she take Keanu off? I mean, you got a whole song about it now. But exactly what you said about Ashley, she risks Ashley going up. I think Ashley goes up before Lauren goes up. She's not controlling Vinny.
And they're trying to convince Vinny to put Lauren up as a renom.
He's going to act like he's considering it to give them lip service, and he's going to do whatever he feels like doing, which is if somebody comes down, he will put up Ashley. Unless something crazy happens, unless Lauren sits there and agrees to go on the block. So
I don't think Mastermind has had anything to do with any of these competitions, because this is the month of the Mastermind, unless it's just the double eviction on Thursday. And maybe that's all that's this week.
Right. It is a double eviction on Thursday. I don't think that Morgan uses the veto, but if she does, it's going to show her where Vinny's loyalties lie, since it's not obvious already, even though it should be. Now, when we get to BB Blockbuster, let's just say the noms stay the same. Ava, Kelly, Keanu. Kelly or Keanu have to win it. They're the two reigning champs. But the one that doesn't win it will likely go home against Ava.
Yeah, and I think I've been reading that they want to get Kelly out anyway.
I think Keanu could win this. I think Keanu could win out. I've been saying that. The only person that I think may stand a chance against Keanu would be Morgan, because they're gamers. She beat him in the veto. He didn't win the veto. Whatever they did.
I was listening to some of the live feeds today, and Keanu was talking, him and Vinny were talking, and they were thinking, and I guess maybe the Blockbuster, they were talking about it being maybe a puzzle. And Vinny says, well, you're good at puzzles, Keanu. You beat me in one. So I don't know if they were talking about Blockbuster or maybe the next HOH competition, but
I wonder if they were talking about that puzzle where I was like, oh, look, Keanu's got it. The one with the like drops, the game that Dad and I like to play.
Yes, that's what
and you
I
were
was
like,
thinking. Yeah.
And you were like, no, he doesn't. I was like, oh yeah, no, he's got this one. They were taking these pieces and they had to get them aligned on the same peg, like the same piece on the same peg. But I've played that game so much. I was like, Keanu's got that. Done. I just don't understand how Keanu isn't absolutely done with Vinny at this point. Unless this is in the diary room, maybe that is what he's saying. Maybe that's going to be his position, talking directly to the camera. And we're just seeing him give lip service to Vinny right now.
And that's the same with Morgan. How is Morgan not through with Vinny? Unless, like you said, she's just paying lip service to him.
When Will was evicted last week and he was talking to Julie, he saw that Vinny could win this game. How are any of those three considering taking Vinny to the final two with them, especially after a third HOH? I think in this double eviction, Vinny's got to go. Whoever goes home, the next person they need to get gone is Vinny. Or Keanu. I think those are your two biggest threats right now. Probably Vinny, because he's playing this empathetic game, which I'm not empathetic for. I'm Keanu. He's not empathetic over it. Vinny comes crying to him, and Keanu's just like, get out of my room. Get out of here. That's me. I'm just like, oh, God, migraine medicine. Why is he still crying? Lauren and Morgan, are they just afraid that they won't go farther if Vinny leaves?
I don't know, but if Keanu or Vince goes home, I mean, you still have Morgan, but oh my gosh, I can't imagine Lauren or Kelly winning. Imagine if they were the final two and they won the game. I just can't see it. I don't want to see it.
I mean, Lauren with her big moves getting Adrian and Will out. Great job, Lauren. Although she's stayed around. Riley and Kat were her closest allies, and she's stayed in the game weeks after they've been gone. Speaking of Riley, you saw some chatter on the social medias.
No, I saw it on the live feed today. And it was Kelly, Morgan, Ava, and Ashley out in the backyard. And they were all saying how much they loved Riley and that everybody in the house loved Riley and that Riley would have won this game, which I really am glad to hear because social media beat the heck out of him. And so I like to hear that these people truly did like him.
People that were seeing him without the edit.
Right.
Seeing him for day to day. Of course, maybe they didn't see the moments between him and Lauren that I think social media is jumping on, but edits are meant to keep us interested in the show, to make things exciting so the viewers will keep watching. Here's the problem though. He got a good edit. It was the live feeds that people were upset with. But then again, I wonder how many people are actually watching the live feeds versus just watching clips on TikTok. And whatever context the people that are posting or editing the material as. So it's definitely interesting. They thought that Riley would win, though. Didn't you say they thought he would have won if he stayed in?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But they don't see Vinny. They don't see it. Will is smart. Will was sitting back. He was listening. He was watching. He saw what was happening in this house. We thought it would be fun to make up Zings against the other house guests, since we already know what Morgan's was, and we don't really have a clue about the other ones. Let's see what Mama C and I can pull out of our hats. Vinny, Your tears are so good at manipulating people. It seems like even your tear ducts are trying to form an alliance.
House guest, you're in for a rude awakening. When you go to take a hot shower, you're going to find out that Ashley has used up all the hot water for the next 3 weeks. Zing! Kelly, you love your pet bug so much, I thought you were starting a new alliance, the Anti-Social Club. Zing! Zing!
Keanu, your trust in Vinny is like a boomerang. It's all fun and games until it comes back around and hits you in the head. Zing! Ava, you say you can read people's auras, which explains your game this season. You've been so busy staring into their souls that you haven't bothered to read the room. Zing!
Lauren, you say you're playing under the radar, but even the houseplants have a stronger game.
All right, channel surfers, that's it for our BB spoilers and our little Zingbot. I'm sure Zingbot's going to do a much better job than us, but hey, it was fun to try. We hope you're having a great Sunday night and you have an awesome week. Remember, Big Brother's going to be back with a 2-hour episode on Wednesday and a 2-hour episode on Thursday. Remote Reality will be back with your recaps Thursday night after the eviction. Hope you guys have a great week, and Dee and I will see you soon on Tuesday with our 90-day The Other Way.
Let's ride.
Tune in, don't delay. Remote reality lights the way. See you next week, same time, same place. Channel surfers, let's ride.